right?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. This is Kathy Mason from Mason Works Marketing on Conscious Business Zone, and I am so happy to introduce you today to Jane Sibbett. We have known each other, I don't know, 2012 or something.
2010 or 11 is when I first went to Colorado, and I think you were the very first event, right?
Yep. So I was lucky enough, I was doing a spiritual healing group called the Bruno Gerning Circle of Friends. I had been the community lead for 5 years, and they were affiliated with the Bratzo people. So I was asked to come in and help them. I was asked by the Bruno people and by the Bratzo people. So and we met every single Wednesday for 5 months.
It was amazing.
And we brought in 8,500 people that first weekend.
I think you actually did a little bit more, but I actually had in my notations about 8,600. and some of it was almost every hour, 600, a new batch, 600 people. So you have always been the goddess.
Well, it wasn't me. It was a team effort. And it was also divine. I mean, it was divine intervention to clear as many people as possible of dark energy, whatever dark energy that would come off. So anyway, Jane and I have known each other that long, and we fell in love the minute we met. She's bubbly. She's full of life. She has a divine purpose that I knew before she knew. And I kept encouraging her. It's like, no, you're not just helping them. You're going to do this stuff. So, but we didn't go deep into it because she wasn't ready. So anyway, Jane and I met then, and then, oh wow, Kathy Whitman Ingram said, I danced with Jane last year in Houston. Hello.
Hello.
So hopefully we'll get a bunch of your experiencers here. So anyway, so Jane and I met. Jane was living in Hawaii, and so that's how she met Bratzo. Traveled all over the country with a team promoting Bratzo. Did a fabulous job. I mean, unbelievable how you could stand in an audience with that much energy going by the end of the day and be able to communicate was remarkable. So you already had the battery pack.
I also had an amazing team, and everywhere we went, we were so blessed, so blessed. I mean, obviously I had my producing partner, I had Bratzo. We were so blessed, top to bottom, by everyone we worked with. It was amazing.
Like attracts like. So
I just felt completely blessed, so blessed. And to this day, the people that I work with on the Bratzo teams are still like family, because we had such a great time.
Right.
We cultivated this family, and I still like pop around like, how's the family? Come on, get together.
Because we all knew we had a divine mission. So Jane, you started out, okay, so I'm just going to do the chronology real fast, and then I'm going to start asking a bunch of questions so people can really get a feel for your experience. So we did Bratzo, we did it 3 times, then something happened and we didn't do it anymore. And then I was asked by Masajati to promote him here, and I invited and paid for you to come from Hawaii to help me, because I loved working with you so much. And I knew that you had that extra, everything's so serious otherwise. I mean, everyone is like, it's like we're in church or something. We're not in church. We're co-creating with the universe. Let's have some fun here. Come on. So anyway, so then you came to Boulder and worked with me on that. And then you started working with Abdi, and I did not get to meet him through you. I got to see him here. I had an event, and I wouldn't stay down. So he kept snapping me.
You know what? it's like, Kathy, you know, we all have different, also, I want to say that in that all that we work with, we all have different frequencies in different parts of our life where this resonates or it doesn't resonate. And if you don't want to stay down on the ground, your body's going to pop up because your higher self is saying something else. So,
well, I was afraid if I did it too many times, I would be in trouble the next day. So the last one, I was like, okay, I'll just stay down. Because I could have kept popping up and he would have, he's like an electric eel. So anyway, so then, and I'm just going to add just a little bit more. So then you realize after being with Abdi, and you've been with these incredible healers. Moss had 3 near-death experiences. Brazzo is revered all over the world. I mean, and all he has to do is gaze, and he can clear dark energies from people's bodies. And then you go and you get activated.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because they all connect. And David Young, who was on your show recently.
Oh yeah.
Teeny tiny bit, you know, and there and Shavasti, I've been really blessed to know these really cool men. I was going to say, I wish, you know, I have met a couple women, but I've not co-created with them that way. And it was, so obviously it's all.
Well, the reason I wanted everyone to meet you is that the way that you create energy is pure love. And what you do is it's like a frequency movement clearing that you're coming from so much joy. Well, I mean, you're doing your hands, but you were dancing before that. I mean, you're a great dancer. So you were dancing before that, but all of a sudden
we tore it up in the nightclub.
Oh, Moss, remember?
You're like in the middle of the crowd.
Why not? Yeah. But it's about joy. It's about this is the hope that I communicate, that we both communicate here, is that there is so much joy available if you make a conscious choice and pick it. Sure. And what Jane helps you do is clear the obstacles to that joy. And she does it so beautifully, so it's elegant the way you do it.
Very. Jane has nothing to do with it. I wish that I could take. I wish that I could take credit because that's way too much responsibility. But I feel so blessed that this gift came in, and you know, and I always say, God, source, creator, all that is, just took all the things in Jane Sibbett's crazy toolbox, and then threw it against the wall, and we see what stuck, and it was, you know, this joyful, co-creative world that I've always been in. Now, one part of that equation that you didn't mention is obviously I've come from an acting background. Not obviously, some people don't know this, and I never watched TV, so people wouldn't necessarily know that. But I really feel that being a shy person, being really uncomfortable in my own skin most of my life.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh gosh, just incredibly shy. I just wanted to just hide. I would cry when I'd be called on in class. I mean, it was horrible. I'm a huge blusher. I still blush in certain situations. And I get party anxiety and all of that kind of thing. But because I was able to give myself over as an actress to movement, to another character, another voice. So when the dancing hands gift was, you know, fully activated, it was seamless because it was using all the dance, it was using the movement, you know.
You don't realize that presence that you have from acting, and you guys, Jane was Ross's ex-wife, ex-wife on Friends, and she was the first gay wedding on television. She was one of the partners, right?
Yeah, well, you know, I said that for years. The first gay wedding, actually, Roseanne was, but I was the first lesbian wedding. So,
oh, okay, excuse me.
Because someone, I had said that for years, and no one ever said anything to me. And then someone said, "Well, Jane, actually, I was one of the writers on Roseanne, and we wrote the first gay wedding." I'm like, oh, I stand corrected. I did not know, and I'm so glad. But anyway, yes. So I had that life.
But see, the thing is I think that acting. I mean, some people would go, "Oh, I don't know if she's acting now." You know, the acting gave you the presence and the centering that allowed you to be the battery pack to hold the energy. Because I mean, I can tell you the Brazzo stuff. By the end, if there's let's see, 600 a day, so it's 44 or so. 4,000 people maybe a day came through, or say 3,000 even. I mean, that 2,500 because we did 5,000 the other day, the other times. So let's say we have 2,500 people a day, and you're holding the frequency in the room when there was like legions of angels in that room. I mean, the people of us that are sensitive, that could see and could feel, he was taking dark energy off of people's bodies, putting it above, and then he was transmuting it from above. And the frequency by the end of the day was glorious. And you were still right on there, asking questions, following the script. I mean, such a pro.
I had no script. I wasn't allowed. Well, that was the thing. He did do scripts later on, but Jane, not from Brazzo. Jane was not allowed to do a script. Every single session had to be different. So that was the beginning of me opening up. And it was interesting because, you know, in years later, after I left the tour, I saw someone actually working from my script. They had taken my words verbatim. I'm like, oh, wow. That's fascinating, because at some point someone said, okay, this might be working. But again, that was all divinely coming through. I mean, I remember having this sensation, even when this one man came in and into one of our Phoenix events, and he said, he was the first one out of the gate on this big day, and we'd had all these great events. And he said, I said, how's everybody doing? He raised his hand. I got to tell you, my life has fallen apart since I last saw you. Oh, well, okay. And it was immediately, Source just jumped right in and shared, you know what you're saying right now is what I would say 95% of this room is going through right now. And that's why we're all here. And it was like Source just took over, because I wouldn't necessarily have the wisdom or the presence of mind. And you may remember this, Kathy. One of the great things about what Source does and has done for me is put me in these rooms with people like you who have been studying for years, have this infinite wisdom, and everybody in the room was so much more educated than I ever was. So I feel like that's why I say I bow to you, Kathy, because I owe a great deal of gratitude to you and everybody who came to those events, because I learned from you all.
Well, so, we all were in such a let's see, how do I say it? Unified co-creative push to help everyone. So there wasn't any ego to it. That was, I mean, there was a little bit of ego thing with Hawaii, but except for that, there was team. There was teams like, okay, we're part of the Ascension team. What are we going to do today? And I felt that way even with Moss. I mean, Moss was able to quickly alter people's energy fields almost too quickly for them. I mean, where they couldn't figure out where they were because they didn't have time to change it. Whereas the Brazzo thing was little by little, at least for me, it didn't whack me out. It just changed your platform of where you were by the end of it. Whereas some of the things, you get real high, you get real low, you know, it's not good. But so how does, okay, so let's go back to Jane's an actress living in Hawaii on a farm with her husband and kids. The ideal mom and actress, getting gigs whenever she can, gets invited to do the Brazzo. Then she has a chain of events where she gets activated. So then what does Jane do? Jane goes, uh-oh, I think I'm going nuts. but people are getting well.
I'm going, wait, which part was the nuts part? Because if you have to be honest, the nuts is an ongoing thing. So I think that I'm not alone there. Which part, Kathy? Because you and I had some conversations on the phone, right?
Well, the thing is that it's when you come in, we're all creator gods, and we're co-creating with this hologram, and we don't know it, and we don't even know what we can do. So the fact that you already would love to dance, you were a battery pack. I mean, that's why I'll just keep calling you that, because it's like this channel of energy that comes through you that you can hold it. Well, a lot of people will be fried doing that.
I feel so energized by the gift that comes through me, and also for those, same with all of the events. Each one of the people that I work with, I was completely energized. And people look at me like, how can you survive on 3 hours of sleep consistently for so many years? It's not healthy, for this vessel necessarily, but that's just how I was built. So I feel grateful for at least my DNA that allowed that. My mom is the same way. One of my brothers is the same way. So I've been grateful for that.
Well, well, I want to tell you that Lisa Squares now says love and joy with hearts. Hard when you're doing it alone all the time, but Lisa, Jane could help you if you wanted. Pamela Jane Gerard is saying you both are joyologists.
Ah, I like that phrase. I'm a joyologist.
And Angie LaRue is on, and she said good morning, and you have to meet Angie, Jane. Oh my God, the three of us, what we could do.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well actually, and Pamela Jane Gerard too. Yeah.
So time for all of the women who see, and that's one of the things, right? I feel so excited right now. I work in a circle generally, unless I'm doing a one-on-one. But because I think that if we bring our gifts together, it's even more fun, and we can all scratch each other's backs, give a little foot rubs to everybody. Energetically, we all need support. I have this little thing on my back. I can't quite reach that, but maybe you can, So
yeah.
I'm so excited by all the people that are coming forward. Obviously, it's a time for the women to come into balance too, and I'm thrilled about that. And I'm one of the many who really believe it's our time and to support one another, especially the women. And obviously, I've been helping the guys for a while, and that's been great. I have learned as much what to do as what not to do.
Yep.
Right?
Boy, do I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So why don't we, Jane? Okay, so Jane does this beautiful dancing. She's also, you're doing light language now too, right?
Well, I'm told it's not called light language. But when I looked up, because of course, when I went to an event and someone started speaking in light language, I'm thinking, oh, this is freaky. Because remember, Jane was not raised in this tradition. I wasn't going to New Age expos. I wasn't wearing the tinfoil hat, any of that stuff. And, crystals are even relatively new to me.
I was. Anyway.
I have no fault against it. It's just that it scared me. Also because of my really hardcore traditional background, where I'm thinking, oh my gosh, they're speaking in tongues and they're going to start writhing on the floor. And then what am I going to do?
Oh my God.
And then of course, Source takes over and Jane, just be quiet and listen and just go with it. So what I hear though, with the language that comes through me, is it's the language of love behind the God that created the universe. So, or our universe. So it's ancient. So when I have people come to the events, they're saying, oh, that's so interesting. I understand this language. I understand, all of my cells understand this language, but it's pre-Tower of Babel. It's pre-Tower of Babel language. And what I'm finding now is that they're depending. And do you remember Moreno Mitrovic? Moreno was the man that I hired to translate Evitsa's books.
Oh, okay. No,
who, when he was a student at Cambridge, drove from Slovenia to give me to introduce me to the people in the audiences at Brazzo, because no one was able to translate for me. And he was amazing. He's a linguist for sacred languages. And so he came and met me in DC. He started transcribing the language that's coming through me into Sanskrit because it's a language of sound. And so he was able to see the pattern. So yes, and it's one of those things where, yes, it comes through. So we can do this, and we can do the language, my hands dance, and I don't even have to dance around the room. I can just do it right here too.
Okay. So someone just joined it. Samantha Grant just joined us from Scotland, and Jade Rader's here, and I don't recognize everyone else.
I'm going to Scotland and England in September, and we just sketched out the tour. So if people want to start telling me where they are, Samantha.
Great. Well, and if you guys will share this after we're done so that you can experience it. I'm hoping Jane's going to give us a little taster, but I don't know if she is. But yeah. So Jane, I'd love for you to tell the audience or share any stories you have about changes, because this is Conscious Business Zone. And the idea of having you on here is, I believe that it all starts here. So your business is a reflection, everything outside of you is a reflection of what's inside. So do you have any stories of how people changed, how their mindset changed, or I know your health, I know you've had dramatic miracles with people's health, but is there, well, if anything you want to share would be great.
Well, there are a couple of ways. It's let's say probably my first inclination that it was helping business-wise was my former boyfriend, Eric. He had Lyme disease, and we were able to clear him really fast.
Yeah.
We cleared him. He was pain-free within 15 minutes, and he was pulling himself upstairs like this because he couldn't get up the stairs. He was in bad shape. And he felt there's a testimonial on jamesdancinghands.com, but also besides clearing the Lyme, and we had to keep bumping through some of the issues that came up, but he was clear and still is. His art, where it would take him 3 months to do a painting, suddenly he was doing 3 paintings in a day.
Wow.
So he does take more time on some of the things he's doing now, but he can just completely pop it out. And then great success. So he was already on his road to success. It just expanded. But that's someone that's kind of outside of the healing arts. But I have a lot of people that are healers and helpers who come to these events. I work with so many psychiatrists, psychologists, Reiki masters, yogis, Tai Chi, all sorts. But one of the most interesting recently was an oncologist who came to Dancing in a Circle in Rhode Island.
Oh.
And I was dancing around this big circle. I think there's probably 40 people in the circle. And I'm going around, and my hands start going like this all around her hands. And I finally say, do you know you've got healing hands? And she kind of nodded. And I said, do you know you're a healer? And she said, well, I am a doctor. I'm like, oh. I danced away and I come back. And at the end, it was like really clear. I had to go talk to her. And I said, you're more than just a doctor. You actually have healing abilities. Please come and see me in about 3 months. And so she came back in 3 months, had a private session. Then she did the big circle. And in the private session, I said, I just have to ask you, would this be adversely impactful to your business or to your life and to your family if you stopped doing surgery? Because she's one of the busiest oncologists in Rhode Island.
Wow.
Super busy. And she said, oh my gosh, I hope I'm not talking this. I hope this is okay. No, she's okay with this. She said, oh my gosh, I would love that. I am tired of being in the operating room. I just want to be outside. I go, that's exactly what I saw. I saw you out in this atrium, and people were lining up to come see you in this atrium, and you were able to help them. So,
wow. So like doing what you do. You just
actively come to her. She was actually sitting at a desk in this beautiful atrium. But then 3 days after that event, I called back east to my facilitator, and I just called to check in and say thank you. And she said, oh my gosh, she just walked in. Wait. And she said, hold on a second, Doreen wants to talk to you. So she puts Doreen on the phone, and she hasn't talked to her yet. And Doreen said, you're never going to guess what just happened. My radiologist just called and asked if I zapped patient X. And I said, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Did you give chemo to patient X? Because I'm doing the last imaging for tomorrow's surgery. And she said, no, why? She said, well, that 2.2 centimeter tumor is now a 0.8.
Wow.
She goes, I had just got home that night, was going over my files and reading them and praying over them. And this had happened. So now her patients, they still come. Some of the patients she works with, as she doesn't give chemo, now their tumors are, when she opens them up, there's not only reduced, but they're spotted as if she has given them chemo.
And energetic chemo.
Energetic chemo. So
wow.
What I'm finding is with that, so grateful in the co-creation part, in me celebrating. When I dance, I only see the perfection. I put my God goggles on. I mean, I don't even put them on. God does it, source. And all I see is the perfection. So anything that's feeling less than is completely made clean into this perfect zone. And so here in this perfection for her, she's able to see her patients in their perfection. So it exponentially goes all the way out there. And again, I have nothing to do with it. I'm just like toolbox.
I understand. What do I understand? Because I understand. I when I read and help people too, I have to record it because I don't know what I said.
Yeah.
And usually we need to use it afterwards. So
I'm a little bit of
write it down. I have to record it. So
yeah.
I want you to know Samantha Grant said, hoping to get you to Inverness. And Pat Gallivan is here on Francisco. And then Hermelio Novello, I can't pronounce his last name, Quiroga, blessings +1. And then Ian Michael O'Connor, good morning from Phoenix, spreading the love.
Good morning.
So we've got a wonderful crew. So Jane, if you would, if you want to share, okay, so an artist was able to release his, whatever the energy was around him holding that frequency of Lyme disease, and now he's healed and it stayed healed. That's the important part of the conversation. And then you were able to up level or activate. It sounds like you activated that other doctor, right? Kind of.
Well, you know what? I'm so hesitant to say I, obviously, but what comes through me opened it up a little wider.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, I understand what you're, okay, so I'm trying to just get, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to release sources part in any of this because
I know it's shorthand.
Yeah. And I appreciate that you changing my language because I'm trying to get the people that are on this call to realize what a resource you are. So I keep saying Jane does this and Jane does this. But we know none of us do any of this.
That's true. I appreciate that. And I know it's a shorthand, and I just feel so humbled by the things that are happening. I get tearful when I get to see the perfection of people right there in front of me anyway. And when I see that space where they don't understand it, sometimes it breaks my heart. They don't see it yet. So in circles, I reflect it back.
That's right. But I feel like I'm a mirror.
Yeah.
Because I'm here to help as many people wake up to their divinity as possible. And that's why that's why when you and I met, it was like, I got a compatriot.
Yeah, I know, you're my sister. That's the cool part. Like the family's like, hey, where have you been? It's
that's why I wanted you to come to Co-Creators Convergence, because you'll see that's everyone there's a master. Everyone's focused. Yeah,
I know. I would like to. We got to work at that timing.
Next year. I said to give you the schedule now. So
yes, great idea, because we are booking it.
Okay. Well, and we definitely need to talk after this about coming here too. We'll figure out when to do that.
Yes.
Because I got the location figured out now. So yeah. So anyway, Olivia Red is on, and Olivia is one of my customers and dear friends. She's on now too from LA.
Yeah. I'll be in LA on June 14th.
Okay.
Meditation. Yeah.
Olivia, you want to check this out in person?
June 14th, I'll be there at Unplugged Meditation in Santa Monica. Last time I was in West Hollywood, we had 60 people, and I was working fast because, that's a lot of people, and I work with everyone one-on-one as well as the entire group at the same time. So it's
right. So Jane's in the middle, and there's a big circle, and she goes to each person and then still works. But she doesn't. It's nothing scripted. It's not like where you see somebody and you can figure out exactly what they're going to do.
I am probably the most surprised. I always say, because I'm inviting people to come in and dance in the circle sometimes, and I say, whatever you do, keep your eyes on me, because I will suddenly be propelled across the backwards sometimes. I do yoga positions that Jane Sibbett cannot do on her own. My yoga teacher's like, you can do this pose. I'm like, no, I cannot. If I'm dancing for house, I can. It's pretty wacky. Yeah.
So, but now you're doing it so much, you are being that. I mean, you probably can do the yoga because you're bringing that energy through.
I don't know. I think Jane's little petty mind, little teeny tiny mind, says, oh, you can't do that pose.
Don't claim that.
No, but it's funny. I don't even try. So that's just, I do my best in yoga class, but some of those poses. Right?
Oh, that's great. Okay, so Veronica Rosenfeld is here, and anyway, so if you would, do you want to give us a little example of what it is, and do you have a feeling for what's coming through that would be helpful for our Facebook friends and family here?
Well, I just always. There's no preparation that's ever needed. But what I always say, and my hands will start dancing now, and I'm going to just angle this down just a little bit. Okay. I dance for your best and your highest good, and only your best and your highest good, and everything else we send to the light. And so the language is already here, and I'll be speaking in that. I am obviously an open channel, so I can understand and hear what I'm saying as I'm going. And you might also. When I do these circles, I'm working on one and all. So you might see me tapping on my jaw, and that might be releasing some kind of blocks or anything like that, or just sing your perfection. But and you might feel it in your knee, even though it's up there. And I do invite people to have intentions if they wish in the co-created world, and then just let it go, because obviously I would love for your best and your highest good to come forward, but sometimes Source has ideas that are better than we can even imagine. So giving that space to beyond our imagining. I start pounding on my chest, and I can't have rocks. So my hands work. With the voice. Hey, sale mala now, ambao na light now, na from Biko Sante. Hey, ambalorando ke ambalarumbo, it's now. And if you're in a circle, I would invite you to move around your body as it wishes to. Some people go quiet, some people will fall to the ground. We catch them lightly like feathers. Or if you just want to sit there quietly, that's all good too. So one of the new things is happening. I've always had the dancing mudras.
Right.
I wouldn't be able to say that my mudras are like what you might find in the yogic tradition, because they move and they're very, very old. I even went to one, like, I want to do the research. I want to do the anatomy. I want to look at all the mudras. And I was almost repelled because this is older than this. But one of the things that was happening in my sessions, I'm working with this really, really amazing off-the-charts healer for the last couple of weeks. And I'm finding that I'm teaching her yoga. So there are new yogic poses that are coming.
Wow.
This. And so we've been doing some of the motions. Open up. This is a new one. And even my hands is in a little mudra like this. So you can try that if you want. I always like to look on the back side too. I know. We need like little visual aids, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what this is hashtag Kathy Wilson. Because that's the business tag. Hashtag All your dreams come true. So again, when I was saying about, let's start about the, I'm clearing some lymph. So when I was talking about how it helps in the business, is that we're connecting to the joy of what we do and our passion, and using my toolbox obviously from Friends. I come from many other shows and sitcoms and comedies and movies. So Source uses this toolbox. So there's a lot of levity. And it's not that I can't take things seriously in the gift, but it does bring forward a lot of laughter and a lot of joy. And obviously we all know music and laughter is the universal language. So here we are.
Higher frequency language.
Oh,
thank you. So Marianne Tassamada's here, Noelle and Bob are here, Judith Bechel's here. Thank you guys for coming. Yeah, so if you came late, you'll want to see the rerun so you can get the frequencies.
And Kathy, just so people know, I am going to Texas this week. I'm in Texas. I'm in Dallas on June 7th. I'm in Austin June 10th. I'm in Los Angeles June 14th, and then we're going to Peru and Chile. And we had a couple people drop out, so we have space if people want to spontaneously come with us. Machu Picchu, and then the totality of the eclipse. So please on DunesDancingHands.com. It's going to be intimate dancing.
Wow. So is there any questions that anyone, Marianne says, love you, Jane.
Love you too.
Judith says, yay, love Jane, and you, Kathy, thank you. And Noelle and Bob said CCC 2020 is June 3rd to the 7th. Okay. And we'll be around intuition, so third eye. So
I accept if I'm invited.
Of course.
Right now, June 3rd?
June 3rd through the 7th. You got to stay there the whole time. It's a field of love where all these masters meet to co-create.
I know that that Noelle and Bob had invited me to that, and we were going to try to work at the dates. I'm 2 years in a row I've had something this time.
Yeah.
This year. That would be great.
And Judith says, Jane, love your Zoom circles and hope you do a dance circle in person. Judith, I'm working on bringing her here. So don't worry. I'll let you know as soon as it's set up. Okay? Yeah. That'll be
October, November is the earliest because I'm booked until then. Yeah.
Okay.
I cross my fingers. I know how booked up you are too.
Yeah.
I just keep going. So you it just keeps going. You go ahead to your questions if you want me to ask.
And we'll have any questions about so basically we're being upgraded right now to our highest good. So and that's pretty cool. But if there's anything else that anyone would like to ask or share, Judith said yes.
Mind, body, spirit, emotionally.
Yeah.
These times right now are very interesting on the planet, and I am not one to shy away from getting into the political fray because I, as a mother, I'm sorry, I'm going to draw a line in the sand. I'm not going to pretend this away over here. I'm going to stand up for my world. I'm going to stand up for my environment. I'm going to stand up for my children. And we have to call some of this stuff out. And so right now I feel like the time is so ripe, and I am not going to pussyfoot around. We have some big ass work to do right now.
Right, yeah.
We all have to get off our fear zone and jump right in because the world is begging for us to get out there and co-create a better place right now.
That's right.
Right.
Okay, so Noelle and Bob asked, does her gift bring healings? And you had already said, yes, it helped Eric with his Lyme disease. It healed him from Lyme disease.
Broken bones. I've
Really?
done macular degeneration reversal, cancer disappearing.
Can you make me taller?
Pardon me?
Can you make me taller?
Well, Kathy, you can make you taller. That window up, but you might have to put your high heels on. I got some 3-inch stilettos for you, Kathy. You can just pop those right in.
My feeling is that the more that we get into our divine self, the more we can co-create a higher reality than, and a lot of these problems need, we can't really go at the problems as a contrast, because whatever you resist persists. So what my hope is when you get all these people together that are angelic, they really are earth angels, and when you put them all together with to come up with these brilliant ideas of what we could create as a future, you know, even that's what Lynn Twist has, the power of eight. There's a whole bunch of Jean Houston, Barbara Marx Hubbard. There's a lot of people that have come up with this way to create a different future based on genius. Basically, it's instead of this low energy, corrupt, ignorant way of being, to go to the brilliant, pure source solutions, and you don't have to go against, you go around,
you know. And I don't even, and for me with the dancing hands, I don't, when I, with everybody, they might have their intention to clear an obstacle. I don't see any of the obstacle. I just see their perfection, and everything else dissolves in that. And anything that's feeling less than perfect does rise up. It really does. And so I just like, wow, you're so beautiful, and just, and so, yes, of course, some people are going to have their things that they want to drag in every single day, you know, but I know that we all can do this. I know we all have gifts, 100%. We all have gifts. It's just a matter of how courageous we feel about employing them.
That's right. That's exactly it. Yep. So you could be a courageous pill. We could call you that, because honestly, I think you do. I think you activate something in people that lets them see potentials.
You know, Kathy, people say this, Kathy. They say, "Wow, a 56-year-old woman dancing like you do, that is courageous." You're really giving yourself over to this gift. I guess I could get out there and do my, you know, do my massage therapy. You know, someone called me like the divine fool. I'm like, I would take that. I would take that with offense if I didn't realize what the fool's job was in the kingdom or the queendom is to really to make light so that we can see the truth. And yes, if that's the case, then I am the divine fool for source, and I am happy to be used and like having my 56-year-old body being manipulated in ways that help people feel better. If that helps.
So cool. It's so cool. Well, I mean, I just love your energy. I love your outlook on life. I love how you sort of say, let's do it, instead of what should we do? And I'm going
to do that. Can I just say that? I would think everybody needs to know Kathy Mason's just her divinity, because I remember not just once but twice you really saying, get out there. Because I had some dark nights after my divorce. I was really sad. I really, I felt, betrayed. Situations have come up that just didn't make sense to me. And I know that the divine has a plan. I know the creator has a plan. I know that I'm on the path. Yet sometimes it's so painful. So you need somebody like you with your gift to say, you know what? You're doing this. Like, it's like get yourself get off the ground, dust yourself off, and do what you do. And so I am forever indebted to you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, I it's gotten off the charts wild what I do now. Yeah. So it's more like I've gotten access to a whole bunch more information for people, and the capacity to land it. So that's what's so cool. So I want you to say that Noelle and Bob said, "Holy fools are precious beings."
Thank you.
Thank you. Olivia said, "Moving through 4D to 5D." Yes, that's what I think we're here for. That is the people I'm working with. And then Judith says, "I feel like my hands are automatically moving recently around my solar plexus and heart. It seems like it's helping me focus on what I want to be active in. I'm going to say yes to this and let them fly. Thanks to you." So thanks.
Oh, yay. There are a lot of people. It's not just people that come to my circles, but a lot of people come to me. I do this Tarot God Love Circle where I'm helping people, supporting people and their gifts. Their hands are waking up or their voice is waking up and they don't know what to do with it and they don't have the support system or they feel ostracized by their family. And so we have this quiet, safe space where we circle online.
Wonderful.
So you're invited, my friend.
Oh, okay. So Jane, that's what we should share. We should share. Here's your website and I'll put it in the comments. But how else could you help them? I mean, this is just wonderful. Thank you so much for this. I'm feeling it. I'm digging on it. Better than a bhakti chai, which says a lot. Because
I don't know bhakti chai, but I think I'm just going to.
I have the T-shirt and the hat.
Is it something that comes in a cup?
No, you can buy it at Costco in a gallon because I love it that much. But anyway.
Okay. It's a drink though. It's not like
it's chai. It's chai. But I have the hat, a T-shirt. I got stickers.
Wow.
I love it. I love it. It's spicy, real gingery chai.
All right, I'll enjoy. I love chai, so yay.
Yeah. yeah. So anyway, do you want to tell them other ways? I know you're in it, but do you want to tell them other ways that you could help them or they can play with you?
Well, I do Zoom sessions online, do group Zoom sessions. Because I'm leaving on this tour for the next month, I don't have a Zoom scheduled right now, but I will have a Zoom in where people just come online, everyone from where they are, come online like this, and we dance. And I have music. I also do Quanta circles online, which is 3 nights in a row.
Wow.
So where there's an arc, and it's wildly powerful.
Well, I haven't done that yet. That'll be cool.
It's really great to do that arc. So I will invite you as my guest on the next one, Kathy. I would love to have you come. We do 3 nights in a row, or for Europe, I do 3 mornings in a row sometimes. And then I also do Quanta in person, which is just 10 people. So that it's really super concentrated, super powerful, and obviously the big groups as well as one-on-one. So I work in all different ways. My favorite, no, that's not true. I love them all, truly. I am going to Los Angeles, and what I like to do when I go to LA is I go on the beach and I do my sessions down in the water.
Oh my gosh.
In Hawaii, we actually got in the water, and I was cradling or my friend was cradling a friend for us, and we were dancing like that in the waves, floating. In the so I work with not only pure source, but I also work the pura vida. So all the elemental energy comes in. And so when I'm working on the volcano and so that's why I don't know if Palamabai is still there. That's Pat Ganabon. But we did a lot of work with Pele and all of the energies. And this is why we're going to work with Pachamama down in
Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, Dana. We're so grateful. Thank you for this wonderful energy. Thank you for your work in the world. Thank you for your joy. It's very contagious. and I appreciate it a lot. I'll have to rewatch this so I can do the hands because I was like trying to read this. Trying to check.
It was hashtag Kathy Mason. I think that was the mudra. Hashtag Kathy Mason.
I just love the hashtag thing. Oh my God.
That's the funniest thing is there's so much comedy. I was like, that's hashtag. Hashtag Kathy Mason. Good if I Beyond imagining, Kathy, connecting to all of the universe.
Oh yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you all will share this recording if you can, and then I do download this and put it up on YouTube on a YouTube channel, so it's easier to find it later. So please, you guys, please share it widely anywhere you can, because we need this wonderful awakening our energy, and Jane so generously just gifted this to us that it could help thousands of people right about now if you guys will share. Pat just put mahalo nui loa. See you soon.
Thank you very much in Hawaiian. Mahalo nui loa. Dariko fola rinderevisu charabina. Pat Ganabon has amazing stories, and she's an serious activated healer. And she just says it with talk stories. So that's the great thing is and she didn't think that she had that gift before. She comes way back from Bratzo days, and she is just powered up. It's so exciting what we can do. I wish I could say
the Bratzo family that got together, that frequency, all of those people are our people. I mean, that's a community of people that saw the gift, wanted more people to play, wanted to activate more people to get them to this higher frequency of love and sharing and oneness. Really, we're all just aspects of one being wanting to co-create this experience. Yeah. So it can be hell or it can be heaven. That's the end of story.
And that's on earth right here in these vessels, and that's the thing. We don't need to ascend out of it. We stay here and we can dance.
I think that's why the Earth is one of the best shows in the galaxy right now, because that's why there's so many ships around, is that it's rare to have people ascend embodied. And that's why what you're doing, helping people clear their bodies so they can hold more light, and everything that you do, Jane, is just pure high frequency love and joy. Whatever you do is, it's such a gift, you guys. It's so accessible. Please take advantage of it, please.
Yeah, come with us if you want to Peru and Chile. We've had some really cool ET experiences, and I've seen lots of ships and had so much fun. The sparkly energy of just the light that's available. So this spontaneous people come forward. This adventure is going to be really cool. Less than 10 people are going to come with us on this. So Kathy, come with us.
Oh, I don't know if I can. I'm publishing all these books and everything. I don't know that I can, but I want to. I mean, we'll play. It just I don't think I'm about to be a grandmother. So,
yay!
So it's sort of like I can't do it all right now. I mean, I could, but I can't.
I understand.
It is like being a grandma for.
So look. So that's congratulations. When's the baby due? Soon?
The middle of June, middle of July, and it's a girl.
Yay! It's a girl.
So that's why I just have to say no to some things so I can say yes to some other things. That's all.
And I honor that. You know that you do this. So
you're not quite there yet. Or no, are you a grandma yet? No.
I'm not a grandma yet. My son just got married last summer, and they were about baby names, but they're not. I think they want to wait just a year or two. I mean, I think it's nice to, unlike me, I was delivering my baby 6 months after we got married, so we jumped right in.
Well, that was a practical move. Anyway.
Very helpful. And I'm blessed with my 3 children. So
yeah. Oh, and they're amazing kids. Oh, wow. So, well, anyway, we better sign off. We've gone over a little bit of time, but thank you so much for the gift. I hope everyone will experience Jane outside of this call. And I can't recommend her enough. I'm getting chills just with the energy. Thank you so much. Love you very much. And hope everyone will spread this wide all throughout Facebook land.
Potential. So thank you again, and Kathy, for all that you do for all of us. I just give you extra love for that. You're just amazing. So
thank you. Okay, sweetie. Bye bye. We'll talk again soon. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Love you.